Deep within the still waters of hidden lagoons, places untouched by the urgency of time, life unfolds with a different rhythm. The pace of existence slows, the air hangs heavy with moisture, and reflections shimmer upon the glass-like surface as though the entire world breathes in quiet harmony. And in this serene cradle of nature, a small yellow creature wanders, confused, gentle, and burdened by a power it has never fully understood. This is Psyduck. To most, Psyduck appears harmless, clumsy, even with its round stomach, slightly bowed posture, and wide, unfocused eyes that hint at a wandering mind. Yet within this unassuming little Pokémon lies something dormant, something vast and unpredictable, an ability shaped not by choice, but by instinct, always present, always threatening to awaken. Though Psyduck does not fully understand it, its headaches remind it constantly that something within is waiting. Even under the weight of those persistent headaches, Psyduck does not live entirely alone. It finds comfort in companionship, in drifting beside others of its kind, across wide pools of brackish yet calm water. Sometimes, the group forms a loose circle, floating quietly, bobbing like small yellow buoys kept above water by their round bellies. Other times, they stretch out lazily, eyes half closed, letting the breeze push against their feathers while their feet paddle just enough to maintain balance. The lagoon is tailored to Psyduck's nature. Its webbed feet help it tread effortlessly along slippery surfaces, and its body shape allows it to float even when resting. The gentle currents carry Psyduck around without much effort, letting it conserve its limited energy. No predators roam too close. No harsh winds disrupt the peace. A sanctuary by all means, stable, soothing, predictable, or so it seems, because tranquility rarely lasts without being tested. When Psyduck slips beneath the surface for a calm underwater dive, something interrupts the moment. Its movements halt abruptly. The eyes widen, the body tenses, and both hands rise instinctively to clutch its head. The pain, sharp, blinding, echoing, arrives not as a simple ache, but as a surge. Psyduck has learned to fear that feeling, for it often comes as a warning. Whenever nature prepares to shift, whenever air pressure changes and the world reshapes itself even slightly, the headache arrives before anything else. Without speaking, without any audible signal, the Psyduck know. Somewhere within them is a shared understanding, an instinctual alert. Storms are coming. The calm, glass-like lagoon will soon overflow. What is now peaceful will turn violent. Water levels will rise, unseen rivers will swell, and the forest will drown. The group, sensitive in their strange way, understands perhaps even before other Pokémon do. The eldest Psyduck, larger and slightly steadier than the rest, lifts its head. When it moves, the others follow, not perfectly, not quickly, but collectively, almost like drifting leaves caught in the same current. Their formation resembles a crooked line rather than an orderly path, yet the effort is unmistakable. They begin migrating. Through rising waters and half-submerged paths, the Psyduck move onward. Raindrops fall in small trails at first, gentle, harmless, but soon their presence builds into streams that soak the forest floor. The trees tremble under wind, loose branches fall, bushes flatten beneath waves of rainfall, and with each change, Psyduck's headaches intensify, pulsing, throbbing, guiding. Other Pokémon, less perceptive, wait too long. When they finally react, they do so in panic running, leaping, flying, scrambling for safety. But for Psyduck, the migration began early, as if nature whispered its secrets only to them. The landscape transforms quickly. A calm walkway becomes a river. Roots and vines twist beneath swirling mud. Water begins pushing Psyduck downstream faster than they can walk. Their small legs struggle, their bodies tipping left, then right. Some lose their balance. Some drift from the main path. Their leader, trembling but determined, tries desperately to keep them together. But Psyduck, as gentle as they are, tend to drift not just physically, but mentally. Their minds wander as water does, sliding in many directions at once. One sees something floating and pauses. Another stops to rub its head. Another looks up at lightning, stunned. Holding them together is nearly impossible. The forest grows harsher still. The water deepens. Navigation becomes dangerous. Their leader presses forward, pushing against the current, but the group begins to fall behind. And then comes the moment every Psyduck has feared. No more safe ground. No trees tall enough to climb. No shallow water to rest in. No path that leads to safety. The flood has surrounded them. The group panics not outwardly, Not loudly, but in the trembling of their legs, in the rapid blinking of their eyes, in the sharp breath they take. The leader closes its eyes. Its headache spikes, no longer throbbing, no longer dull, but erupting like a burst of lightning within its mind. And suddenly, everything stills. Water freezes mid-movement, not literally, but perceptually. Time stretches. Air thickens. That dormant power awakens. Not because Psyduck chooses it, not because it understands how to control it, but because survival demands it. A psychic wave ripples outward, invisible to the eye, yet forceful enough to bend the world around it, pushing debris aside, shifting branches overhead, clearing a passage. The other Psyduck, startled, cling together. The leader opens its eyes, unaware of what it just did. But something has changed. The group begins to move again, this time guided almost intuitively. Whether intentionally or accidentally, the leader directs them toward higher water, then toward stagnant pools, and finally toward a new lagoon, a place untouched by the storm. When dawn breaks, the storm has passed. Calm waters return, and the Psyduck find themselves somewhere new. The lagoon reflects them like a mirror, silent and waiting. There is no familiar ground here, no memories to cling to. But something in the leader has shifted. It approaches the water's edge and sees its reflection distorted slightly by ripples. The headaches rise again, not painful now, but resonant, focused, pulling something outward. The water flickers, the air hums, and the power erupts once more. This time, not uncontrolled. This time, directed. The body begins to change, elongating, brightening, sharpening. The round belly slimens, limbs stretch, feathers smooth into sleek surfaces. The mind, once cluttered and foggy, clears sharply. The small Psyduck dissolves. A Golduck rises. No more trembling hands pressed against its skull. No more confusion clouding its vision. No more wandering without purpose. Where Psyduck once floated passively, Golduck now slices through water with precision. Agile, swift, elegant. Built for deep currents. Built for storms. Built to lead. Behind it, the group watches still small, still uncertain. Golduck understands instantly what it must do. The power once feared is now strength. The headaches, once warning signals, are now control. The burden once heavy becomes purpose. Led by instinct, Golduck circles the new lagoon. It charts space, locates passageways, finds shallow patches for resting. It senses the movement of water below, understands how currents shift, and it returns to the group. They will survive here. They will grow. And one day, perhaps, one among them will awaken as Golduck did, guided not by fear, but by purpose. The cycle of transformation continues, shaped not by appearance, but by instinct and need. For now, Golduck remains silent, watching over them as they drift gently into sleep. And though the lagoon is new, though danger may still return, the flock is protected. The psychic force, once painful, has finally found direction not to destroy, but to shelter. And in that newly claimed peace, the story of Psyduck and Golduck continues, shaped by storms, strengthened by struggle, and carried by evolution. Stay tuned for the next chapters, where new conflicts and new awakenings will reveal just how extraordinary these mysterious creatures truly are.